Jyotis
Yotisamapi tadyotis
Tamasa Paramuchyate
tamasa paramuchate
Jnanam Gyam Jnanagamyam
yanam gyayam yanaganyam
Hadi Sarvasya Vishtitam
Vidhi sarvasya vishtitam Yotisamapita yotis
Jyotishamapita Jyotis
tamasa param ukshate.
Tamasa Paramuchyate
Jnanam gyayam yanagamyam
Jnanam Gyam Jnanagamyam
Vidhi sarvasya vishitam
Hadi Sarvasya Vishtitam
Jyotisam apita jyotis
Jyotishamapita Jyotis
tamasaha param ujyate
Tamasa Paramuchyate
yanyam janyam jana gamyam
Jnanam Gyam Jnanagamyam
Ridi sarvasya vishitam
Vidhi sarvasya vishitam
Jyotisam
Yotisam
in all luminous objects.
in all luminous objects.
Api
Api
also.
Tat
That
that
Jyoti
Jyoti
source of light.
source of light.
Tamasaha
Tamasaha
of the darkness.
of the darkness.
Param
Param
beyond. Uchyate
Uchate
is said.
is said.
Jnanam
Jnanam
knowledge.
knowledge.
Gyam
Gayam
to be known.
to be known.
Jnanagamyam
Jnanagavyam
to be approached by knowledge.
to be approached by knowledge.
Hardi in the heart.
In the heart.
Sarvasya
Sarvasya
of everyone.
of everyone.
Vishtitam
Vishtitam
situated. He is the source of light in all luminous objects. He is beyond the darkness of matter and is unmanifested. He is knowledge, he is the object of knowledge, and he is the goal of knowledge. He is situated in everyone's heart.
Jai. Jai. Jai.
Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. The Supersoul, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the source of light in all luminous objects, like the sun, moon, stars, etc. In Vedic literature, we find that in the spiritual kingdom, there is no need of sun or moon, because the effulgence of the Supreme Lord is there. In the material world, that Brahma Jyoti, the spiritual effulgence, is covered by the Mahatattva. Therefore, in this material world, we require the assistance of sun, moon, electricity, etc. But in the spiritual world, there is no need of such things. It is clearly stated in the Vedic literature that it is on account of the luminous effulgence of the Lord that everything is luminous. It is clear, therefore, that his situation is not in the material world. He is situated in the spiritual world, which is far, far away in the spiritual sky. That is also confirmed in the Vedic literature. Aditya Varnam Tamasa Parastat. He is just like the sun, eternally luminous. But he is far, far beyond the darkness of this material world. His knowledge is transcendental. To one who is anxious to be transferred to that spiritual world, the Supreme Lord, who is situated in everyone's heart, imparts knowledge. The Vedic mantra says, Tam Hadivam Atma Bhuri Prakasham Mumukshur Vaisharanam Aham Prapadye. One must surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead if he at all wants liberation. As far as the goal of ultimate knowledge is concerned, it is confirmed in Vedic literature in the following way. Tam eva viditva tim mrityum eti. Only by knowing you can one surpass the boundary of birth and death. He is also confirmed in the Vedic literature as antaha pravishtaha shasta jananam, which means that he has entered in everyone's heart and is the supreme controller there. Trying to apply the statement of the Bhagavad Gita that the Supreme has legs and hands distributed everywhere to the individual soul is foolishness, Therefore, two knowers of the field of activity, the individual soul and the super soul, must be admitted. One's hands and legs are distributed locally, but Krishna's all-pervading hands and legs are distributed everywhere. This is confirmed in the Shvetashvatara Upanishad. Sarvasya Prabhum Ishanam Sarvasya Sharanam Prahat. That Supreme Personality of Godhead, Super Soul, is the Prabhu or Master of all other living entities. Therefore, he is the ultimate shelter of all other living entities. So there is no denying the fact that the Supreme Super Soul and the individual soul are always different from one another. Om Gyan Tirinandasya Jnana Jana Shalakiyam Chakshunan Meditam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I was born in the darkness of ignorance, and my spiritual master, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, has opened my dark eyes with the torch of knowledge. I offer my humble obeisances unto His lotus feet. Jai Shiva Prabhupada.
Jai.
So, Hare Krishna, once again. This is text number 18 from the 13th chapter. Nature, the enjoyer, and consciousness. So Krishna is the source of light in all luminous objects. He is beyond the darkness of matter and is unmanifested. He is knowledge, he is the object of knowledge, and he is the goal of knowledge. He is situated in everyone's heart. So sometimes people, they challenge, can you show me God? Where is your God? God doesn't exist. I cannot see. It doesn't exist. Prove it. So here is the proof. By your very naked eye, you can see God. By your very naked eye, you can see Krishna. How is it possible? Not in the deity. We don't speak of the deity. We don't speak of some sound, like sound vibration. We're speaking of the eye. How can we see God? We can see when we look at the sun. The effulgence of the sun, this energy is taken from Brahma Jyoti, which is the effulgence of the Lord's body, His transcendental, beautiful body. That is the sunshine. So when you look at the sunshine, you also remember that this light is coming from Brahma Jyoti. It's no different. So you can only imagine how effulgent Krishna must be. That simply a tiny little reflection of that Brahma Jyoti gives so much light. Without the sun, immediately we will be all finished. Everything, the whole universe will be destroyed. Prabhupada even says that the earth shifts the direction only slightly, slight angle. Immediately there's a disaster. The scientists also, they speak of fine-tuning in the universe. There's a terminology like that, fine-tuning. These are the intelligent scientists, those who accept the existence of God. They speak of fine-tuning. When you scientifically look at things, you analyze, you will see that everything is very nicely put together, fine-tuned. That even to a tiny little insignificant detail, everything is calculated very nicely. So there is no chaos. There is order in the universe. And when you just a little bit change the numbers of these physical laws, nothing makes sense anymore. See? Chaos means there should not be any relation, right? Let's say the modern art is, it's Dushan, Hare Krishna Dushan, Hare Bol. In modern art, they do it's very easy. They just take the colors, put it there like that, and it's the art.
Conceptual
Conceptual art, yes. So that's chaos. right? The more chaos, the better. The more modern the artwork is. Completely chaotic. There's one painter called Jackson Pollock. You know this guy?
I have
Jackson Pollock? Oh boy. It's just, he just takes the paint, and just like put it there, the canvas, and it's very expensive. I mean, he died already, but he was very famous. It's called expressionism or something like that. So that's chaos. But if you take the style of, let's say, Leonardo da Vinci, these ancient masters, how they developed the techniques of painting from generation to generation. Right? There were these old masters, and they learned by parampara from the original painters in the past. It was passed down through tradition. And Leonardo da Vinci, when they analyze his paintings, they're very, very sophisticatedly thought of. Everything, the light, everything he was analyzing very nicely. There is no such a painter as Leonardo da Vinci. He's like the topmost of all painters in history. He lived a long, long time ago. He even invented the bicycle and things like that. It was a very
he was able to make art, painting art. He was able to make it materialized. Now he was able to materialize. Let's say if he does a painting with physical calculations, he was able to create a model out of that. So he created many models for airplanes and many models of the human form. The men of Vitruvio, the men of Vitruvium.
Okay, yes.
And all these, yes. So he was very, very good at that, and he was also very good at symbology, very internal symbology. He was like master in that.
Okay, you have studied.
Oh yeah. Okay. I like it very much.
All right. Yeah. So Leonardo, everybody knows. Jackson Pollock.
No, I don't know this guy.
Yes, just like Krishna. Krishna, everybody knows. Everybody, even if you don't want, like Kamsa. Even I was just reading, Kamsa, the Prabhupada says that although Kamsa was envious, the demigods were looking forward to see Krishna. That's what Narada Muni told Kamsa, that you leaving these sons of Devaki, any one of them can kill you. And that's why Kamsa, first he spared them, right? But then later on, Kamsa killed the sons of Devaki, all of them, because of Narada Muni. And why Narada Muni did it? Because he wanted to make it fast, that Krishna appears faster. So then the demigods are praying for Krishna's arrival, his appearance, and they're looking forward to see Krishna. And then Prabhupada makes a note that even Kamsa was afraid of Krishna, but even he was looking forward to see Krishna. Krishna is so attractive that even the demons are attracted to Krishna. So his Bhagavad Gita is read all over the world. There is no such a book. You can say the Bible, okay, the Bible, but Bible has been around for 2,000 years, supposedly, right? Bhagavad Gita 5,000 years, so 3,000 years difference. And Prabhupada says that the Bible, we don't disrespect. There's nothing disrespectful. It is the same message. But the Bible is written in a very simplistic way. There is no so much deep philosophy.
And it's not spoken by Krishna. It's spoken by different writers.
Yes. So Prabhupada says that there are over 800 different versions of the Bhagavad Gita, commentaries. Different commentaries on the Bhagavad Gita. Everyone gives his own opinion. But the Bible doesn't, no such range of commentaries. Because there is no
substance.
There is substance, but there's no science. The Bhagavad Gita is opening your mind. Even, let's say, even an atheistic person, he can still benefit from the Bhagavad Gita. Prabhupada many times he said, if you don't believe in Krishna, that Krishna is the Supreme Godhead, Just remove Krishna. Just don't mention Krishna. You replace Krishna with someone else. It will still have value. The Bhagavad Gita will still have value on its own. Just like we say that Srila Prabhupada is our spiritual master. You see, so whether you accept him or not, his books are still appreciable to everyone. Everyone can benefit. This is wisdom. Wisdom or knowledge is not sectarian. Knowledge, anyone can take benefit.
It's like people saying nature instead of Krishna.
Yeah.
Nature is giving all the whole sub-product.
Mm-hmm.
Same.
So, it is very important that we understand that this is actually a fact. Krishna consciousness is a fact, it's not a belief. And here, the scientific evidence of Krishna's existence is the sunlight. The scientists might know many things about the sun. I was watching the other day, they study with the telescope the sun planets. They try to understand what is going on there. Someone is observing the different explosions and fires and, the Vivashwan. But they have no idea. They have no idea, actually. Where's the energy coming from?
But they don't know that, but they already gave a time for the sun to die. They already have gave him a time.
They don't know how the sun came about, the existence of the sun. Where is the energy coming from? So much light is giving. We can derive so much energy from the sun. You can even have now solar panels. It gives so much energy. It gives the strength to the body, the sunlight, the vitamin D. Prabhupada said that the sunlight before the noon nourishes the body. The sunlight after the noon makes the body tired. Yeah. If you take sun after the noon, it has the tiring effect. If you take the sun before the noon, it's rejuvenating, energetic, energized, become energized. So where is it coming from? Usually when you take some energy, you have to pay. You pay for the electricity. But for the sun, you don't have to pay. It's free of charge. And it is everything. All the energy is in the sun. So we have the answer. Krishna. Krishna is the origin of the sun, of that energy, of this unlimited, almost unlimited. Of course, there's a limitation to that. Actually, there is no limitation because Brahma Jyoti doesn't have a limitation. Right? But in the material world, that reflection, that is temporary. So the sun planet also will be finished in due course of time, and the whole universe will be destroyed, and then again it will take it will come into existence again. So these are some practical examples how we can achieve God consciousness in our daily life. It is not theoretical, it's something somewhere, something abstract. No, it's a daily life. You just look at the sun and you meditate on the sun. I mean, isn't that amazing that we can see this big planet and it is there, the moon and our Earth planet, how it's rotating in the universe. It's amazing, it's a miracle. Floating in pretty much nothingness. This is a miracle. This is magic. David Copperfield, if he makes things float in the air, everyone goes, "Oh my God! Wow, that's amazing." But Krishna is making these huge, gigantic miracles that David Copperfield is like a little mosquito compared to Krishna, and we don't give any attention. Oh, that's okay. Like you said, the nature, that is the nature. That's natural. There's nothing miracle about it.
This is what they
It is miracle. It is a great miracle. Everything very nicely fine-tuned. All the planets are circling around. I was even watching some documentary. I forgot exactly what was it about, but I remember one shot. They were analyzing the movements of the planets. Maybe you saw it, I don't know. They were analyzing how the planets are circulating in the universe.
Yeah,
Something like that.
it's in the video. It's
Yeah.
like a, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
That's it.
And then they analyzed from from like above, and they saw that they create all these they call the patterns. They call it sacred geometry. Sacred geometry. There's a term like that you have heard, right? So it creates all these beautiful, very complex patterns that are very beautifully looking, very regularly shaped. Everything is very nicely balanced. So you want to say that this is chaos? Even the scientists, they're discovering more and more that this chaos theory is no longer scientifically tangible. So now the scientists are also changing their viewpoints. The science is, developed over the years, grand scale. It was a great boom, scientific boom since the Renaissance. And it's still going on, right? The science is going, like, you can see the gadgets are still improving and so on and so on. So the more they discover the complexity of the universe, the more this chaos philosophy, chaos theory seems like a joke. Prabhupada even said that just admit that you do not know. Accident theory. Everything is by accident. Why you say accident? Just admit you do not know. Let's say a small child hits the vase. He's running and hits the vase falls down, it cracks, it's broken. And then the mother comes, how did the vase broke? And the small child said, by accident. That means that he's a rascal, he has done it, but it's a very convenient excuse. By accident it was done. Nothing is by accident. Everything is very nicely fine-tuned, including your karma, including your birth, where you take your birth, including your suffering, your miseries in this life, your happiness, whatever you're supposed to enjoy, your income, also everything is already planned out. You can't get more, you can't get less. It's all there, everything fine-tuned. Only we are seeing accident on account of our ignorance. Ultimately, it's ignorance. We're so much captivated by this Maya, by this illusion, by the senses, that our vision is covered. This is the only difficulty. So, when we awaken our spiritual consciousness, the process of awakening begins, awakening from this dream. And the more we purify our heart, the more we give up sense gratification. It is very important. The more we give up sense gratification, the more we're able to give up bodily identification. They're interrelated. Body means senses. The more we indulge in sense gratification, the more it will be difficult for us to transcend the body. We'll think in bodily terms. My family, my society, my country, my gender, my race, like that. These are all bodily designations. Prabhupada calls it a skin disease. If you are into these things, if you see people based on the race or color of the skin or things like that, you have a skin disease. Skin disease has to be removed. Caste system, the perverted caste system, not the genuine caste system as recommended by the Bhagavad Gita based on guna and karma, quality and work, is also a skin disease. It's a disease. We have to get rid of it, because if we don't give up this bodily identification, we have to take another birth. You think you're the body? Okay, so continue. Huh? So the more we give up sense gratification, the more we understand that we're not the body. And when we understand we're not the body, then we can see the truth as it is, Krishna consciousness as it is. It's tangible. It's a tangible experience. It is not a belief. And we just believe. I believe, you believe. Like sometimes you see these fanatical Christian preachers. They have their sermons, and there's this a guy who's saying, okay, now Jesus comes and the power of healing, something like that. And then the people, they faint, and they all know it's fake. All of them, they're playing along. The preacher is a cheater, and the audience also is cheating. It's ridiculous. So don't think that Krishna consciousness is like that. Cheating, crying, and falling on the ground. Pretending. It's a tangible experience. It is there. We will see Krishna. Tattva Darshinam, he says, those who have seen the truth, take guidance from them. But we have to purify the hearts. We have to give up sense gratification. We have to do it. See? How do we do it? It's very difficult because we're accustomed. Actually, it is painful. Prabhupada says, every conditioned soul has a propensity for these 4 sinful activities. Illicit sex, meat eating, gambling, intoxication. Meat eating. We all have this propensity for meat eating. Just imagine. We all have this desire to eat meat. Meat eating doesn't necessarily mean meat. Meat eating means any food that is not offered to Krishna. That is the real problem, not the meat. Of course, we don't take meat, but why we don't take meat? Because it is not offered to Krishna. Krishna doesn't take meat. This is the real problem. It is not prasadam. It cannot be offered. So, we all have this propensity. And it is painful. Prabhupada says, in the beginning, it is painful because we're accustomed to sinful activities. We become accustomed. So it is even painful. You must be ready to undergo some pain for Krishna consciousness. So from the very beginning, there must be a sense of love for Krishna. For your beloved, you are able to tolerate pain even. Like a good example is the mother with her child. Sometimes the child, he cries at night. Especially when he's very, very small. The children, they cry during the night many times. So the mother has to, rise from the bed, calm him down like that. No sleeping, always getting attention. So the mother is feeling a lot of pain, a lot of suffering. But it is pleasure because it's the child. She loves the child. She will never say, oh, I have enough of this, let me take the child, put it in the garbage. She will never say. It is, as they say, labor of love. Labor of love. It's labor, but you do it with love. So similarly, there must be this sense of love of Krishna from the very beginning. Very important. From the very beginning, it must be there, that sense of love. It might not be some, very elevated prema stage or like that, some ecstatic symptoms like that. But the idea at least should be there. For example, very simple, again coming back to the sun. The sun is so nice. Makachari gave this experience. He was traveling and he didn't have a car, nothing. He was just sleeping in a forest, traveling throughout the countries, Europe. And he was sleeping, and then it started raining, and it was like really hellish in some forest in Germany or somewhere. And he was wet, he was soaking wet, he was cold, and I don't know, all the miseries were on him. So then all of a sudden, the sun rose, right? And the sunlight, he was like, oh, joy. Then he could really appreciate the value of the sun. So the sun is wonderful, and if you learn how to appreciate the sun, that is the beginning. It might not be pure love, but it is a beginning. Yes, Krishna is so nice. He's given me all these nice things. We learn how to appreciate. See, these people who say, oh, I love nature. I love nature. I don't believe in God, but I like the nature, the natural. This is more the goodness also. This propensity to appreciate the natural beauty, not the artificial. That is also a sort of God consciousness. Prabhupada says the Aborigines, they also, whenever there's a big thunder or a big wave at the sea or something gigantic, they bow down, they worship. It's natural. We all have this God consciousness within us, all of us. So that is the beginning, some initial love. And then we can hear about Krishna. The more we hear, Prabhupada said, the more we hear, the more we develop desire. Just like if you want to go to India or Japan or some, Peru, let's say I want to go to Peru, I'm going to inquire more. And if you tell me more, oh, it's very nice, many people chant Hare Krishna there. The more you tell me, the more I'm becoming interested to go there. But if I don't hear, then I will never develop such a desire. You see? So first of all, we have to hear. This is very important. As much as possible. We have to expose ourselves to this transcendental vibration from Srila Prabhupada. Constantly, hear constantly. If you can't hear the class, hear the kirtan. This purifies. Even if you don't understand the class, Prabhupada says, it purifies. There was some devotee, they were in India, and Prabhupada was giving classes in Hindi. So then he saw that his American disciples were not attending. You must attend the class in the morning and in the evening. So he saw they were not coming. So Prabhupada called them, why are you not coming to the class? Well, Prabhupada, you speak Hindi, we don't understand.
Of course, we're smarter than you.
So Prabhupada says, no, you come, you hear, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that you don't understand. You must hear about Krishna. It's a transcendental vibration. It transcends the language. That's what it means. It's transcendental. You don't even know how it is actually going on. You have no idea. It's beyond the mind and intelligence. The vibration goes beyond the mind, beyond the intelligence. Another example was they translated some of Prabhupada's books into some Urdu language, some language in India that Prabhupada wasn't actually, he wasn't speaking that language. And Prabhupada says, oh, you can read me from the book. So the devotee started reading, and Prabhupada's hearing, like that. And then the devotee asked him, Prabhupada, do you understand this language? And Prabhupada says, no. But it is always nice to hear about Krishna. It just shows you, like if you love someone, the language, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
That happened to the guys who are in love of the girl. Yeah, the girl's talking nonsense and they're like,
There you go, yes, hypnotized. Yes, it doesn't really matter. And if you don't love Krishna, then you find so many excuses. Oh, I cannot do this because such and such. Oh, I cannot come to the program because such and such person is also there and I don't like this guy very much. And this language is not my native language. I don't understand the Sanskrit. One time on book distribution, many times people say, oh, I don't speak this language. I show them the Sanskrit and they say, well, I don't speak this language. I say, well, here it's translated in English. They find such silly excuses. So, if you don't love Krishna, then Krishna himself will give you so many excuses how you can escape to Maya. He will give you that intelligence. So, Krishna is the object of knowledge. What is shloka? Object of knowledge. The goal of knowledge. And the last one was knowledge. He is knowledge. So he is knowledge. He is the object of knowledge, which means that the aim of knowledge is to understand Krishna, and he is the goal of knowledge. Goal of knowledge. Prayojan. The aim of knowledge, or the goal of knowledge, is to transfer ourselves back home, back to God, and back to the spiritual world, Krishna Loka. That is the whole purpose why we studying this Bhagavad Gita. Not to become famous scholars or lecturers or Sanskrit scholars or something like that. None of these things. The only aim is to hear about Krishna, so we develop at least some initial love for Krishna, and that will inspire us to give up sinful activities. When we purify our heart from all the dirty things, all the bodily conception of life, then we'll see Krishna. And we'll interact with Krishna. This is possible through this process of Krishna, mantra meditation and Krishna consciousness. So, we'll stop here. Are there any questions? Or comments?
Comments. I actually been experiencing when I'm chanting, because I have to finish my rounds here in the backyard, and it's a very nice night where you can see all the stars and planets on the sky. So I'm chanting my rounds and I'm looking at the sky and I'm thinking how Krishna is amazing to put all these planets in such an order, and they're there. They're not moving. They're not getting away from their position, which is actually a condition, right?
Yeah.
They're not just like whimsically going around and stuff like that. No, so you're chanting, and it's such a nice meditation because it's like, it's completely arranged. In the night, you see, it's arranged. There is no other way to explain that.
Yeah.
Very, very direct experience. Also, when you analyze the sun, I analyzed the sun since I was a little boy. And for me, it was the most intriguing thing that scientists will say that the sun was fired up due to fuel, you see, so where this fuel come from and why it's not consumed, because for the amount of fire that the sun produces, the amount of fuel that you need, the percentage will be over long time ago, but it's not.
Yeah.
Then I was like always thinking, wow, the sun, sun. And I used to remember, I speculate my yoga when I was like 17 in the Caribbean. So I will sit down in the harbor and I will look at the sun and I will put my hands like this and try just to see the sun through my hands, So it was like quite an experience at that time, yeah.
Sun is very attractive. Even Prabhupada is mentioned somewhere in the Vedas that the sun purifies the mind.
Yeah.
Purifies the mind. Imagine.
I need to burn myself then, my head.
Yeah, actually, yeah. When you look at the sun immediately, you feel pacified in the morning.
Yeah. Also, it is explained that if the sun goes through your through you in the morning, there is some purification, some special rays that actually give you energy and put you like it's like you sterilize yourself.
Okay. Yes. Also, the sun can remove all the dirt.
Yes.
It can, evaporate urine. Prabhupada says many times this analogy. All right. So that's the 13th chapter. Thank you for watching us, Prabhu.
Jai
Krishna. And we'll see you next time. Haribol.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhupada.
Haribol. This is first time that we're live streaming from YouTube.
Oh,
So this
from
is a
YouTube.
live stream from YouTube. I'd like to thank you very much to the one viewer we have. Please expand the information about this program. We're going to have it often. We're going to try to do our best to upload often. Please tell your friends to subscribe and to check out very soon more and more lectures from Purijit Prabhu and the devotees in Bliss Temple, Spain. Hare Krishna. Now I have to learn how to turn it off. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Jai.
Okay.
Jai.
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 Hare Bol.
Namo Vishnu Paraya Krishna Vishnu Bhutri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta